Hello, my friends. If you are looking for a film that shows fall in love with older women, younger men relationships movies, in this video we will recommend older women, younger men relationships movies. So, check it out. Number 1. The Maid, 2014.
So how long are you planning to stay?
Only a few days.
Oh, that's too bad.
An emotionally troubled teenager forms a passionate relationship with an older French woman who works in his father's household, where Jack is an emotionally troubled teenager living in the U.S. Hal travels to England to spend his upcoming birthday with his estranged father. He hopes to save their fragile relationship. Arriving at his father's house, he is introduced to Maria, a beautiful and mysterious old foreign woman who works there. When Maria learns about Jack's troubled life, she becomes emotionally attached to him, as his life story reminds her of her troubled past. Jack also finds himself emotionally attracted to Maria, and his desire for Maria forces him to take steps to turn their friendship into a relationship. This will change both of their lives forever. Number 2. Blush, 2019.
So I know about...
Kathy is a lonely housewife, and her deep regret at leaving her career is apparent from the start. After a brief cut to a grueling morning cleaning set to a Chopin sonata, we watch Kathy as she becomes a helicopter parent to her teenage daughter, Tara, struggles in vain to get a modicum of attention from her husband, Matthew, ruling the school's parent volunteer groups with an iron fist, and even picks up trash on the side of the road with alarming intensity as he briskly walks through his boring neighborhood. A breakthrough looks likely when he befriends bubbly and lively young mother Gemma Jean. Gemma Jean's unpredictable zest for life turns out to be just the flip side of a debilitating addiction, so Kathy takes the opportunity to begin an impulsive flirtation with Gemma Jean's ex-husband with equally unpleasant results. Finally, and worst of all, she is drawn to the last remaining family member, serving as a surrogate mother to precocious and neglected teenager Xander when his parents leave for the couple's rehab. The third time is definitely not lucky, and at this point, his life began to spiral out of control. Number 3. The Reader, 2008.
You can read it.
I'd rather listen to you.
Sing to me.
The Reader opens in post-war Germany as teenager. Michael Berg falls ill and is helped home by Hannah, a stranger twice his age. Michael recovers from scarlet fever and seeks out Hannah to thank her. The two quickly become involved in a secret, passionate affair. Michael learns that Hannah loves being read to, and their physical relationship deepens. Hannah is enthralled when Michael reads to her from The Odyssey. Despite their strong bond, Hannah mysteriously disappears one day, and Michael is left confused and heartbroken. 8 years later, when Michael is a law student observing a Nazi war crimes trial, he is shocked to find Hannah back in his life, this time as a defendant in the courtroom. As Hannah's past is revealed, Michael uncovers deep secrets that will impact both their lives. Number 4. Napoli Velata, 2017.
Buonanotte insieme.
During a Neapolitan ceremony involving Feminielli at her aunt's house, medical examiner Adriana is seduced by a handsome young man, Andrea. The two spend a sex-filled night at his place. Andrea asks Adriana to meet again that afternoon, but she disappoints her by not showing up for the date. The next day, Adriana discovered that the young man she was conducting a post-mortem examination on was Andrea. Someone killed him and gouged out his eyes. Additionally, Adriana learned from the police inspector that Andrea had taken naked photos of herself after they had sex. Soon after, he decides to investigate the circumstances surrounding Andrea's mysterious and brutal death. A man who looks exactly like Andrea, however, seems to repeatedly appear around town whenever Adriana is present. Number 5. Mammals, 2016.
You look different.
After Margaret learns that her 18-year-old son, whom she abandoned as a baby, has been found dead, her simple, solitary routine is tragically disrupted. But when Joe, a homeless teenager from the neighborhood, enters her life, Margaret offers him a room, and she immediately becomes the mother she's never felt before. Portrait of a contemporary woman living in Dublin. Margaret handles it in a very sensitive way, how difficult it is for a mother to grieve the death of a child, even though they are estranged. A charming story about a woman who loses her son and develops an unusual relationship with a homeless young man who she unknowingly falls in love with but remains stuck in the past with an older man. Their temporary trust is threatened by her involvement with a violent gang and her ex-husband's increasing anger. Number 6. Passion is Simple, 2020.
Les costumes Dior, les grosses voitures, les navets américains.
Literature professor and divorced mother, Hélène, lives in a Paris suburb with her prepubescent son, Paul. She begins a passionate affair with Alexandre, a younger married Russian diplomat stationed at the Russian embassy whom she meets at a party in Porto. The two regularly met for afternoon dates at his home. Alexandre, who is usually cold and evasive, only visits Hélène when he wants and orders her never to contact him, especially when he is away to spend time with his wife. He often found himself waiting to hear from her, and over time he became more and more obsessed with her. When Alexandre announces that he is leaving for a few weeks with his wife, Hélène takes a reluctant Paul to Florence. While visiting church alone, he cried and was comforted by strangers. Back in Paris, Hélène receives a call from Alexandre, who asks to meet. After having sex, they had a brief argument when he scolded her for wearing a short skirt. Number 7. Back Roads, 2018.
Want to come in for a minute?
A man named Harley who has to look after his 3 younger siblings after his mother is in prison. The mother was sent to prison after killing the father. Harley takes care of her younger siblings and forgets about her education in college to work odd jobs to pay the bills and raise her siblings, including the rebellious and promiscuous Amber, the quiet Misty, and her youngest daughter, Jody. Meanwhile, Harley looks after her younger siblings. His sister, he fell in love with one of his neighbors. The woman's name is Callie, who is married and older than him. When the affair between the two begins, many things change and secrets slowly begin to emerge. Harley is faced with a situation that threatens his life. Harley, hurt by his past, is crazy about Callie Mercer, an older married woman who lives nearby. Things take a dangerous turn when they have an affair, and family secrets threaten to come to light and engulf Harley. Rendezvous, 2015. Simone inherits a dilapidated farmhouse in France and goes there with her husband Eric and their 2 children. Her dream is to turn her house into a bed and breakfast. But as the rebuilding process gets busy, she gets caught up in the romance and chaos of it all. Lost in purpose, he must find his way back to the dreams and ambitions that brought him there. Intimidad entre Estranhos, 2018.
Você não pode entrar pela portaria principal com traje de banho. O condomínio vai ter que te dar uma multa.
A woman moves back from São Paulo to her hometown of Rio de Janeiro to support her husband's work. In their new residence, he forms an unexpected bond with his young neighbors based on memories of their past, sadness, and loneliness. The River, 2018.
Dices algo y te mato.
An introverted city teenager is sent to his father's lumberyard. While trying to figure out his place as the boss's son, he finds himself in a world filled with naturalized violence. Number 2. Fala Comigo, 2016. After a 43-year-old widow starts a relationship with a 17-year-old boy, they have to face his parents' disagreements and fight for their relationship. Number 1. Casa Grande, 2014.
Luísa, nome de gente rica. Mas eu acho que ela vai recaudar.
Exploring issues of class privilege among Rio's decadent elite, Casa Grande depicts a teenage boy's struggle to escape his overprotective parents as they quietly go bankrupt. Thank you so much for watching our video until the end. We really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more great content. Have a wonderful day.